In this video I'm going to make your experience with the Solar Raid much easier. Hey all, Mukro here. Today we are taking on the first updated boss, Modernia. Shift Up announced they would remake some of the old fights, and this one looks promising. The fight itself visually amazing, yet it's still simple. The checklist for the Solar Raid is similar to others. Elemental unit, in this case it's fire. Sustain unit, this could be a healer or a shielder, with a shielder being the ideal choice. Cover can work as well, but it might not be as effective against this boss. A machine gun or a projectile cleaner, this is the second reason you might struggle in this fight. I'm going to show you what I use, but before that I want to focus on how to build according to your needs more than anything. I can go on about how I use my units and why, but we are here to help you increase your score and make your experience better. So here you go. This is a general support combo list. There are more supports out there, but these are the best buffers combos overall, especially for Solar Raid and particularly this one. None of the teams have double sustain, so you won't have to deal with a team that has no sustain. That is the last thing you want to do. A sustainless team is the most annoying thing to deal with in Solar Raids. You have to perfect the whole fight. By the way, it seems like there is a slight delay to the whole fight, so it is harder than usual to cover from projectiles. Since Grave has a fast charge time, use her with units that have low burst charge rate. Also, the Solar Raid would be an amazing opportunity to release Drake's treasure here. And these are the teams I made. By the way, I started the game around the first summer event, so that's your reference. I currently have nearly every unit available. If you are wondering about cubes, click the card or check the description for the cubes guide that I made. When placing your units, make sure you have a way to deal with the projectiles or can easily break parts. Ideally, include a pierce or a machine gun unit in your team. However, relying solely on pierce will still make things tough. The open flying phase will be rough. If you are enjoying the video so far, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on my future content. I'm covering other games beside Nikke as well. Let me simply go over the teams I made as well. Team 1 has SPS and Alice together since Alice gives charge speed to SPS and this doubles SPS's damage. Tianaga are a combo and I had to put volume here, otherwise other teams would lose so much damage. Team 2 is a generic Pierce team. The Killer Wife and Mari boost Pierce damage. Mari also boosts general damage as well. Red Hood and Maxwell are both Pierce and a good combo overall. Ludmilla is here to deal with rockets and buff everyone again. Team 3 is a bit overkill, but I had to compensate Cindy's downsides. She has low part damage. I have two Pierce units, Asuka and Doro. My Asuka is pretty bad, but both of them were enough for me to survive. Crown is a sustain and damage buffer. Bunny Alice activates Crown's buff with her passive heals. Crown also deals with rockets. Team 4 has Bunny since they're a good combo. Nora is here as an attack buffer and Ray is here to buff Modernia. Rouge is here for her CDR. Team 5 has my best DPS overall, but I had to build this team cause of Grave. Since this team has no Pierce and no sustain, I had to dump all my DPS here to compensate it. Rapid destroys parts easily and I buff her 3 times with Grave, Litter and Privity. Sumranis is here since she's a good combo with Privity. Now let me show you how can you survive and deal damage. The fight starts, we have to destroy the core. Whenever this core appears, prioritize destroying it. If you don't destroy it, Modernia will do this. And you are going to lose some DPS. While you can cover and ignore it once, that results in a DPS loss, so just destroy the core. After the core, focus on the wings. Try to destroy at least one wing, and hopefully the second one as well. Don't waste too much time trying to destroy the bombs here. If it's taking too long, just cover all your units for a moment, especially if you are taking too much damage, and move on. If you cannot destroy the wing in this stage, you will likely fail the run. Since we are focusing on destroying the core and wings, it's going to be challenging to generate burst. This is where the last visible and damageable part, the skirt, comes into play. The skirt section is intended to deal some damage to a low HP unit and annoy you, but it's a double-edged sword for Modernia. It helps us generate more burst since it counts as a part. However, destroying this section isn't really recommended unless absolutely necessary. After 40 seconds, Modernia will fly away no matter what. Modernia generates an elemental shield which any fire element unit should be able to deal with. This is her normal flying phase where she teleports, sends 2 rockets and repeats this cycle a few times. This phase will make or break your run. If you cannot survive it, you are throwing the run. Here's how you can deal with this phase. Use a machine gun unit to handle the projectiles. Machine gun units AI will automatically prioritize these projectiles, making them easier to clear as long as you don't focus on Modernia. Take cover while trying to destroy some projectiles. If all else fails, just cover and hope you don't lose an important unit. I relied on this method quite a lot in my early runs, not gonna lie. Just try to generate some bursts in between rockets so you can deal with the second elemental shield. Once she comes down, we return to phase 1. Modernia introduces some quick time events. The order is always fixed. If you fail any of these QTs, you die immediately, so don't fail them. For the larger QTs she does, snipers and rocket launchers can hit multiple targets, making it less imitating than it looks. Also, since there are no fake QT targets, you can shoot without hesitation. This is basically the whole fight. It is not hard, there are just some annoying bits. Visually, it looks way better than the previous version. They managed to add all of her weapons into this fight, which is great. I only wish we could use more of her weapons in the playable version as well. But oh well, her playable version is still an amazing DPS unit. Mine is just cursed with bad rolls. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like my character guide. Check out my latest guide on the screen. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Take care.